Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Yeah, the audio is clear from my side. Okay.
Yeah, clear. Okay.
And what about the video? Yeah. What about the screen online? My video is clear. Okay. So before starting the session, let me quickly give you the idea about this audio settings. First of all, let me confirm the audio from my side. The audio volume is okay, or you want me to increase?
It's okay, sir.
Okay. And there is some background disturbance. And I think everyone know how to involve in this Revit, right? Means how to use the Zoom.
Yeah.
Give you the idea about this audio settings. Just in the audio settings, what you do on the left side of the screen, you'll find the mute button. Can you see the mute option? When you scroll on this, you'll get one arrow, up arrow. Click on that, and you'll get the audio setting option. Click on the audio setting, and then on the top you can increase the volume of speaker, as well as you can increase the volume of mic. In the mic, remove this automatic adjust volume option, and you can make the mic volume to full, and even the speaker also you can adjust as per your requirement. Okay. Mr. Varun, can you hear me? Yeah, Mr. Varun, can you hear me? I think it's not connected yet. Give me 1 minute. So today is the first session, so let me connect the other participants. Today is a introduction session. In this session, we are going to learn about the syllabus and how we are going to deal with, about the version, about the BIM, and about the Revit features. Okay. I can see 7 participants. Yeah, Mr. Muzaffar is connected, right? Give me 1 minute, 1 more minute, waiting for Mr. Barun. He is connecting.
Hello.
Yeah, Mr. Barun, waiting for you. Please connect in Zoom.
I am connecting.
Fine. Okay, so let me share the screen. But before this, I think everyone know the title of this training program. The title of this training program, Revit MEP, including project. And we are going to deal with the 4 modules. Module 1 is HVAC. And before starting HVAC module, we'll discuss about the basic, which is common for all the services. And module 2 is for electrical. And in module 3, we are going to cover plumbing and firefighting. And module 4 is common for all the services, which includes documentation, annotation, text, dimensions, tags, and no doubt at the end we'll discuss about the families also. Okay. And we are dealing with the 2020 version, Autodesk Revit 2020 version. And the files which I provide to you, the project file, will open in this Revit Autodesk Revit 2020 version. Okay. And I think most of the people know how to get this software from Autodesk. If you still not install the software, we'll get back to you after the session. How to install will help you if you find difficulty in installing the software. Yes, Mr. Barun, it's audible to you. I request to please check the mic and speaker setting. Mr. Barun, it's not audible from your side. Uh, in the audio settings, go to audio settings and please check uh, the working mic and the speakers. Okay. And if you find difficulty, you can use chat box also in order to message. So I think everyone know how to use the Zoom option. Hmm. In the Zoom option in your video, you'll get this hand raise option. If you have any doubt, you can raise the hand, or else you can unmute the mic and you can interact me directly because it's a live session. Okay, those are using Zoom. So let's start the session. I'm going to share the screen. So I think remember, I think most of the people are experienced, right? And I think you're aware of this. In order to deal with the Revit software from Autodesk, you should know at least the basic of BIM. Okay, and if you don't know BIM, please make a note of this. BIM is a building information modeling. I'm not talking about BMS. BMS is different. BMS is a building management system. Here I'm talking about BIM, building information modeling. And BIM is a concept right from the design stage till the demolish of the project. This will cover the complete life cycle of the project. Project means I'm talking about the building, including the services. Okay. So BIM is not only for services. BIM will cover the entire building, including the services. It's a concept. Actually, BIM, building information modeling, it's a concept. Okay. And using this concept, we are dealing with Revit software. Or in other words, I can say Revit is a software from Autodesk, works on BIM concept. So Revit is not BIM. Revit works on BIM. Revit is a software from Autodesk, but it's work on BIM. So in actual practice, many people uh, consider the BIM as Revit. But similar to Revit, we have other software like Bentley Mechanical. We have ArchiCAD, we have MagicCAD, etc., which also work on BIM concept. Okay, so Revit is not directly BIM. Revit is software from Autodesk work on the BIM concept. But what is that? Then what about the BIM? So BIM is a building information modeling. It's a concept right from the design stage till the demolish of the project. Okay, so before starting this Revit software, first we'll talk about the BIM. So I request to please make a note of this point, which is not in your notes, this basic point. So you can start writing. You can write the heading BIM, BIM, nothing but building information modeling. Building information modeling.
BIM, nothing but
So first we'll discuss about the BIM. So if you talk about BIM, as I said, BIM is not a software, it's a concept. And if we are dealing with the BIM is we are dealing with the 3D intelligent components. We are dealing with the visualization. We are dealing with the 3D intelligent components. And for example, you see, instead of the CAD drawing, if I use the 3D intelligent building in a virtual way, for example, if you compare this, for example, if I take CAD layout, CAD layout is what? It's online. CAD layout is just a drawing now. CAD layout don't have any
ये बताने का भी पूछ रहे थे
yeah, you see CAD layout don't have any virtual components. This is just a drawing. Using the or using AutoCAD with the line or with the different commands. Okay, so so for example, when I select any component in the CAD layout, for example, if I select the duct, if I select the cable tray, etc., you'll not get the properties of duct. You'll not get the properties of cable tray or the wire. You'll get the properties of the line command or polyline or any other draw commands. Okay, excuse me. It means we are in CAD, we are dealing with only drawings. But if you talk about BIM concept, which follow by Revit, we are dealing with the 3D intelligent components. And 3D intelligent component means, first of all, is 3D. 3D means the 3D component, and intelligent component means that components have the properties of the component, properties like an actual component, but in a virtual way. For example, in Revit, if I select the duct, you'll get the flow rate which is flowing inside the duct. You'll get the friction, you'll get the velocity, you'll get the dimensions, and it's appear in a 3D way. So it's a 3D intelligent component. 3D component with the parameters that we can call 3D intelligent component. So in BIM concept, we are dealing with the components, and that components are 3D intelligent component. Not only the services component, including the building. Even the building also 3D intelligent building. Okay. And when you select the wall, you'll get the properties of the wall. So in Revit, which works on BIM concept, we are working in a virtual way. So for example, if you use the component in a virtual way, so the problem which is going to happen on site can be rectified at the time of design stage. For example, if I'm dealing a building which is a 3D intelligent building, in that I'm going to run the service. For example, I'm going to run the duct, I'm going to run the pipe, which is also a 3D intelligent component. So how we are going to run, how we are going to install these components, these services in actual practice in the building, the same way using Revit, which work on BIM concept, we are going to install the services, we are going to run the services. So at the time of design stage only, if any clashes, we can easily identify and we can rectify. Okay, so which is the problem which is going to happen on site, uh, can be identified and rectified at the time of design stage only if you work in a virtual way. Okay, so if you talk about BIM, so as I said, we are dealing with the 3D intelligence components in a virtual way, and Revit follow the same. So this is one major advantage using the BIM concept followed by Revit. Like this, we have a list of advantages of BIM concept. So before starting this Revit, let me play one small video clip. In that video clip, you'll get the idea about the BIM. Then we'll start the Revit. So today is just an introduction session. In that, I'm going to cover what is BIM and the special or the features offered by Revit software, and about the syllabus. Okay, are you following this online?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Barun is still waiting from your side. The audio is clear. The audio is audible to you. Mr. Barun, you can unmute and you can use the mic, or else you can message me in the chat. It's audible from my side. Okay, let me share the screen. Let me quickly play a small video, and in that video we'll pick some important points related to the BIM concept. Okay, you see, we'll start Revit in the next session. Today is just an introduction. Okay, so here on screen, yeah, I'm going to share the screen with the video option. Just have a look, and you can make a note of these important points. Here I'm going to share the screen again, this time with the video option. Yeah, can you able to see the can you able to read on screen BIM? Yes, online. Yeah, so just have a look.
What is BIM? BIM is very much talked about in the building industry, but what is it really? What is it used for, and who should use it? Some say BIM is a type of software. Some say BIM is the 3D model of buildings. Others say BIM is a process.
You see, people have a lot of confusion in actual practice. Many people think that BIM is just a concept, or it's just a software, or it's a modeling. But if you talk about BIM, the BIM will cover all this. And above all, as I said, right from the starting of the design till the demolish of the project, this building project, we are going to deal with this BIM. And in this, you'll find the different dimensions, like 3D, 4D, 5D, and we have up to 6D. 6D, nothing but, sorry, up to 7D. So what are those dimensions? We'll discuss in the next session. So this is important. Without understanding this BIM concept, it is difficult to deal with the Revit software. So just let me continue playing this one. Just have a look.
Or that BIM is nothing more than an organized collection of all building data. BIM is all of the above and more. Now let's see BIM explained in layman's terms. When it comes to BIM, everything begins with a 3D digital building model. This model, however, is more than just simple geometry and some interesting textures added to it for visualization. A true BIM model consists of the virtual equivalents of the actual building sections used to create a building.
So here you can find out, you see it's a real building right side, and left side is a digital model, nothing but the in a virtual way. So before dealing in actual, we are going to complete the building with the services in a virtual way. Okay, and you know this, the problem which is going to happen on site can be identified, rectified at the time of design stage only. Okay, and especially the clashes, the coordination issues between the services, etc. And even apart from this, just have a look.
These intelligent elements are the digital prototype of the physical building elements, such as walls, columns, windows, doors, stairs, etc., that allow us to simulate the building and understand its behavior before the actual construction begins.
You see, this point is important for mechanical. Those are dealing with the HVAC. So you know the importance of heat gain due to the radiation. So when we are dealing with the Revit, followed by this BIM concept, we are dealing with the actual location of the building. And with the location, the software can extract the latitude, longitude, elevation, and even orientation. And as a mechanical, if you know this load calculation, you know the importance of these parameters. So we are working with like an actual location with all this parameter, which is important for the load calculation.
Now let's see what a BIM model can be useful for. 3D
Make a list in under the heading BIM. The first point you can write 3D visualization. Under that 3D visualization, you can write working with 3D intelligent components. Working with 3D intelligent components. So we are not dealing just with the 3D component, we are dealing with the 3D intelligent component. And 3D intelligent component means, especially if you talk about this MEP services, we are dealing with the connectors. And the connector will have all the parameters which can be linked with the other parameter at the time of design. But how exactly? When we deal with the components in Revit software, you'll get the idea. At this level, remember, 3D visualization refers to working with the 3D intelligent component, not only for services, including the building. Okay. And here we are talking about the Revit MEP. So we'll talk about the services, but in order to deal with the services, you must get the 3D intelligent building from the architect. Okay, so that building which is going to prepared by the architect, which also be in the Revit, and that also a 3D intelligent building. Next point.
visualization. Of course, the most basic use of a BIM model is for creating realistic visualizations of the planned building. Your BIM model helps your design decisions by comparing various design alternatives and for selling your design to your client, the local community, and other stakeholders as well. Change management.
Second point, you can write change management. Under change management, you can write change anywhere, will update everywhere. So as I said at the beginning, we are dealing with the 3D intelligent components. We are not dealing with the drawings in BIM concept using Revit. So in 3D component, if you change in any view, automatically the other views will update, because we are not dealing with the different drawings, not like AutoCAD. Here we are dealing with the different views of the same building, of the same area, with the same services components. Okay, so if you change in one side or in one view, automatically all the other views will update. But how exactly? When we start Revit, I'll show you. But remember, in BIM concept, change anywhere will update everywhere. So automatically in all the area is going to update in all the views. Even in BIM concept, remember, we are dealing with a single database. We'll use one server or one central file, and all the use is going to connect it with a central file. So database is also one. Next.
Since data is stored in a central place in a BIM model, any modifications to the building design will be automatically replicated in each view, such as floor plans, sections, and elevations. This not only helps in creating the documentation faster, but also provides stringent quality assurance by automatic coordination of the different views. Building simulation. BIM models contain more than just our...
Next point, you can write building simulation. And I think, now in market from last many years, we are talking about the green building, saving of energy and saving of environment. Okay. And for that, stimulation can be done. We can deal with the different system and we can compare the result of the different system, like how we deal in the HAP software for HVC systems. Next.
Architectural data. Information about the different engineering disciplines, sustainability information, and other characteristics can be easily simulated well in advance of actual construction.
You see this BIM model, the architectural, structural, and all the services.
Data management.
Next point, also very important, data management. Under data management, you can write for metal takeoff. So remember, in Revit, followed by BIM concept, when we use any component, for example, if I place say 100 diffuser in one project, and say 100 light fixtures in one project, and we are dealing with the piping, ducting, etc. So whenever we use any component, the software will create the registry of that component in the database, and that will be very useful when we are dealing with the metal takeoff. And you can expect the metal takeoff using Revit software, which work on the BIM concept with 100% accuracy. Even especially with the piping, when we turn the pipe, you'll get the elbow, or you'll get n number of fittings, and which is difficult to extract this information using CAD layout. But here, whenever you turn the pipe, automatically the elbow will add, and we are dealing with the 3D intelligent component. So each and every fitting have its own identity, and that is going to register in the software, and that can be extracted with 100% accuracy when we are dealing with the metal takeoff. Okay, so that at that time, this data management will be very useful. So you can expect 100% accuracy at the time metal takeoff using this Revit software, which works on the BIM concept. Next.
BIM contains information that is not visually represented at all. Scheduling information, for example, clarifies the necessary manpower, coordination, and
so in BIM concept, we can also find the planning of the project, but still in Revit, that option is not available. So we can say Revit is a software work on BIM concept and try to achieve the BIM. It's not completely achieved yet. Okay, but before this planning point, what we discuss in the BIM, that all concept, all this information can be use in Revit software. Except this planning nothing but the total time, total sequence of the project, manpower, the total budget, etc. So that comes under the planning. So that part is a belongs to the BIM concept, but still not available in Revit software. Okay, so Revit is a software work on the BIM concept and tried to achieve the BIM. Okay, so this is some basic information about uh, the BIM. So now we are ready to deal with the Revit software. So before moving to next, anything to discuss online? The audio is clear from my side. There is no, yeah, Mr. Barun and Mr. Ajmal.
There is no problem at all.
Fine. You see, the course is not start yet. Just we are dealing with the basic, as I said at the beginning. So now we are ready to discuss about the Revit software. What are the major features offered by this software? So here you'll find one small presentation, and with this presentation, let me quickly explain this options. Yeah, still the screen is visible. Yes, online.
Yes, sir.
Fine. You see the major advantage in Revit. And I think everyone know Revit from Autodesk, right? And if you talk about this history of the Revit, the Revit architectural software introduced in 2006, and after 2 years, the Autodesk released this Revit MEP in 2008, and from 2008 every year they are introducing the new version, and till 2012 you can or till 2012 version you can expect separate option for Revit architectural, separate for structural, and separate for MEP. But from 2013 they club all this and they introduce Revit 2013. So right from this 2013 version you can expect this architectural, structural, and MEP all together in one software. Okay, so if you suppose if you're consultant purchasing a license, say Revit 2020 or 21, they can use in architectural department, structural department, or in MEP department. Okay, so this is some information related to the version. And you see, this Revit is not only the one software which work on BIM. As I said, other softwares like Bentley, Mechanical, ArchiCAD, MagicCAD, etc. But before Revit, if you talk about this Autodesk, you can find ABS, Autodesk Building System, that also work on the BIM concept. Okay, but now in the market, you can find this Revit software above all the softwares. Why? Because the reason is, the first reason, Revit is from Autodesk, and you know the products from Autodesk very user friendly and used worldwide. And the second advantage of Revit compared with the other software which also work on BIM concept is about the families. Families means I'm talking about the 3D intelligent component. Why we used to call family? For example, if you talk about diffuser, you'll find the different size of diffuser. So I can say diffuser family. If I say light fixture, you'll find the different types of light fixture. So I can say light fixture family. Similarly, we have AHU, FCU with the different capacity. So I can say that AHU or FCU family or mechanical equipment family. Okay. So family refers to 3D intelligent component in Revit. And compare with other softwares which work on BIM, in Revit you can expect the maximum 3D intelligent components. This is also one advantage why this Revit is popular in market. Okay, most of the components you can expect as a default within the software, no need to create. But still, if you want to create your own component which is not in the Revit library, it is possible to create also. That comes under component designing, and for that we have chapter 15, creating the component, creating the family. That is like a component designing. But here we are dealing with the Revit for the system designing. okay, with the ready-made components which is offered by the Revit by the Autodesk itself in the Revit library. Okay, so here on screen you can find the first major advantage. You see, architectural is linked with the MEP. MEP is linked with the structural. Again, structure is linked with the architect. Means everything is in link. Everything is interconnected. If any change in the architectural side, as a MEP dealing with the mechanical electrical service, you'll get the information, and we can update accordingly. And as per your system, the architectural or architectural to structural means all are interconnected at the time of working. So in actual practice we are working with the central file. And all the central file is connected with all the user files. Okay, and when the user is adding anything, there is going to be update in the central file when they do synchronize. But anyhow, try to understand the concept here. So the first advantage is the coordination between the services and between the architectural and structural. Okay, any change and any time, everyone will get the information. But how exactly will we have a topic about the central file? We'll discuss later. At this level, just I'm giving the idea about the software. So the first advantage of coordination, and here you'll find the list of the key features. You can read on the screen. The first option is what, as we discussed just now, coordination between MEP services, not only MEP, including the architecture and structure. The second point is what, you see, operation of software is parametric. Means Revit work on parametric engine. Parametric engine means, for example, 2 plus 2 is what, 4, right? So 2 is one parameter, another 2 is one parameter, as a result is 4. Similarly, as a mechanical, I think Q equal to AV, continuity equation, right? So here Q equal to AV. So Q is a flow rate, A is a cross section area, V is a velocity. If you keep that Q constant, and if I increase or decrease the A cross section area, will affect to the velocity, na? Similarly, as electrical, we have R equal to V by I, or different equations. So in any equation, if you change one parameter, other parameter will change. So Revit work on parametric engine. So if you change one parameter in the design, automatically the effect to the other parameter as per the requirement will update. So in Revit, we are not dealing with only drawing. It's not like AutoCAD. We cannot compare this with AutoCAD. AutoCAD is only for drawing. But in Revit, we are dealing with what? We are dealing with the design. We can deal with the design. Nothing but, if you are dealing with the HVAC, we can deal with the load calculation. We can deal with the duct designing, pipe designing. And if you are dealing with electrical, you can prepare the panel equipment schedules. You can go with the calculation part, even in plumbing and firefighting also. So in Revit, we can deal with the design, means the calculation part. We can deal with the drawing, and very easy and quick compared with AutoCAD. Means drafting also we can do very easily in Revit. And plus we can go for metal takeoff. And all we are dealing with the 3D intelligent component. So Revit we cannot directly compare with the Revit we cannot directly compare with AutoCAD. AutoCAD is a tool only for drawing, right? But in Revit, we can deal with the drawing, we can deal with the design, we can deal with the metal takeoff, we are dealing with the 3D intelligent component and much more. Okay. So that's the reason, you see, because of the design, Revit work on the parametric engine. And if you're dealing with the HVAC, Revit follow ASHRAE standards. If you're dealing with the plumbing, Revit follow IPC, means Revit follow all the latest international standard for designing. Or else you can use your own local standards also as per the requirement. Next, as I said, load calculation for electrical as well as for HVAC can be done. Even energy analysis for building simulation. Ducting and piping can be done. No separate duct sizer or pipe sizer required. That is a part of software only. Next, auto layout for ducting as well as pipe route. This is one interesting and useful option in Revit. With this, we can save a lot of time. So we can go for auto routing of duct as well as auto routing of piping. But how exactly when we deal with the ducting and piping, we'll discuss in detail. Just I'm giving the idea in the today demo session or the introduction session. Here, logical and physical system. In Revit, first we'll deal with the logical connection. Logical connection means, for example, after placing the light fixture, logically we are going to connect with the lighting panel. Similarly, after placing the diffuser logically we are going to connect with the AHU. Then we can go for duct designing or this panel schedule, etc. So remember, in Revit, first we'll deal with the logical connection between the component, so that the software can exchange, or the component can exchange that information related to parameter, and that will help to deal with the designing part. Then physical connection like ducting, piping, cables, cable trays, etc. Next, index route analysis, especially for fan and pump selection. And you know this index route analysis or fan selection, pump selection is one of the lengthy tasks. Here, with the after placing the equipments and all, when we play after completing this piping and ducting, easily with the tool called system inspection or system inspector, we can easily find out the critical path index route, and that will be very much useful and quick tool to get the static pressure, total static pressure for fan, and the total head for the pump selection. Hmm. Next, walkthrough. In the next slide you can read walkthrough or fly through visualization. This is for client presentation. Hmm. After completing the project, we can create a walkthrough or fly through, and we can convert that into AVI, means video file, and that will help for the client for visualization. Next, as I discussed at the beginning, all 3D views means we are working with the 3D intelligent components. Next point, creating section views in seconds. You see, in AutoCAD, if you want to create the section drawing, it will take a lot of time and a lot of visualization. Here we are dealing with 3D intelligent building. Hmm. So creating section means simply we require the slice. When you create the slice, and when you check the view, you'll get all the information inside. And later, if you add any service, that is going to be added in that area. So creating section views in second and very easy. Just we are using the tool section, and we'll create the slice to get the section view. And that can be means for any side of the building or any part of the building, we can create the section. We'll get the section view. No need to create the separate view, because we are dealing with the 3D intelligent building and 3D intelligent component. Okay. Next, plumbing and firefighting design can be done. Lighting load, power load for electrical side, and we can deal with the detailing, annotation, tags, dimensions, which is required in the shop drawing. Okay, so these are the key features in Revit. And in order to install the Revit, the basic system configuration, if you don't know, please make a note. This is a minimum requirement to run Revit software. Minimum RAM, it should be 4 GB. Minimum, if you have 8 GB, it's good, but minimum not less than 4 GB RAM. And the processor should be minimum not less than i3. i3 or above processor required. And if you use SSD, that will help you to speed up the will help to increase the speed. SSD is a nothing but solid state drive. If you can install SSD, that will help you to work quickly. And for practice, for your personal use, okay, you can work with the normal hard disk also with the 4 GB i3 processor. But if you're working in a consultant, or if you're dealing with the project, suppose if you're a freelancer and dealing with the project, then in that case SSD is recommended. Okay, use SSD with the 8 GB RAM with the i5 or i7 processor. That will help, because this software is a big software compared with the with AutoCAD. It's having all this families library, and for loading also it will take time. Okay, so this is just an introduction for this software. Okay, next, and it will take 1 month to complete this. And we are offering four modules. As I said at the beginning, module 1 is HVAC, including first we'll deal with the basic, then HVAC module, then module 2 is electrical, then module 3 is plumbing, firefighting, module 4 is a common for all, which includes detailing, documentation, annotation, tags, dimensions, etc. And the class is going to be Monday to Friday only. There will be no class on Saturday and on Sunday. And the timing is going to be 10 p.m. to 11 p.m. India time. Okay, and we'll provide you the detailed step-by-step notes. And those who already registered, I think they receive the step-by-step detailed notes. I'll show you one example. And this notes will be very useful in after class. You can use this notes for practice, because in this notes you'll find all the steps of the project in order, and you can also find the highlights, which is the important point. This highlight will help you at the time when you practice. Okay, so all the steps is given in order in detail, and we'll deal this training program with the project. Hmm. and you can also find out the project file. But how to use the project file, when we start the project, I'll show you how to use the project file. But just download this notes and keep the project file with you, and make a hard copy of this notes and use the highlighter, and you can highlight all these important points. Anyhow, we what we provide with highlighted only in the soft copy. When you take the printout, you'll get with the highlight, and when you practice after the class, this highlights will help you, because we already highlighted the important points that will help you to make the work simple. Okay, so how to use the project file, how to use the notes and all, I'll show you in the next session. So this was just an introduction session. And install the software as soon as possible. Download and install the software as soon as possible from the Autodesk website. And this Autodesk website, you can type in Google free Autodesk software, you'll get the link. Or else already I share the link to register participants, so you know how to install this. Still, if you are facing difficulty in installing this software, please message us on WhatsApp group. Our technical team or myself will help you to install the software. Okay, but be ready with the software. Starting 2 to 3 classes is going to be the basic only, and after that, when we start AutoCAD, we require the software. Even the next class also is going to be file formats, what is what on screen, and some more basics. Then in after that, we'll start the exercises. So when we start exercise, before that, you need this software. Okay, so download and install the software, and this software is almost 4 to 5 GB, so it will take time. So it required high internet connection to download and install the software. And in between, if the connection interrupt, then the software installation will not complete. So make sure that there should be no interruption in the connection at the time of downloading and installing this software, and it will take even up to 2 hours sometime, as per your connection speed, to install and download the software. If you have good connection speed like 40 or 50 Mbps, then it will install within 1 hour max. If you have limited 5 Mbps or up to 10 Mbps, it may take up to 2 hours, depend as per your system and other parameter also. Okay, but in between, if the connection, if in any interruption in the connection, then it will not complete. Okay, but still, if you find difficulty, don't worry, just message us in the WhatsApp group, we'll help you. So anything to discuss online? So this was just introduction session. The training is not start yet. The training start in the next session tomorrow same time. Okay, and the duration, it's a 1 month training. And uh, apart from this, if you have anything to discuss, any doubts, please let me know. You can unmute the mic in Zoom, and if you have any doubts, we can discuss. Yes, online. Anything to discuss? I'm getting some question in the chat. Indian standards or no, we are following international standard. For HVAC, we are following ASHRAE. For plumbing, IPC. Anyhow, you see, it is difficult to follow all the codes, all the standard in the session. So focus more on the concept. So we are following the international standard, and we'll teach you the concept. And with the concept, you can able to use your own local standard also, because it is not possible to complete or to follow the codes for of all location, because you see, different location, they have different codes. So it is not at all possible to follow all the codes. So we are following international codes, and if you follow the concept, you can use your own codes. Okay, and one more question here. We are offering this live online in Zoom. The duration is going to be 1 month, and the fee structure is 20,000 INR. Someone is asking the fee. I think some people join for demo also. So anyhow, you can contact with the admin. But if you're looking for the fees, it's 20,000 INR. And yes, we'll provide you the notes, in detail notes, what I'm showing on the screen, and the project files also. How to use this notes and project file, I'll show you in the next session. And about the software, you can just type in Google free Autodesk Revit software. You can download from directly from the Revit. They're offering for 1 year for learning, student license. Previously, they was providing three for 3 years, but now they're offering for 1 year. Anyhow, 2 to 3 months is enough for learning. And when you work in the consultant will use uh, the license version like us. So we are using license version, but we cannot share with that. We don't have permission. But you will get the student version for your practice. So when you register in Autodesk, you'll get the student version for 1 year and the complete software. Okay.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Sir, is there a difference between MEP and HVAC service, HVAC services? Basic difference, or both are the similar?
You see, first of all, Revit for those who already know the services. If you don't know about the services, you cannot learn Revit. The first point, because if you don't know the difference between the MEP and HVAC, it means you don't know about the service, right? Mr. Ansh, do you
Sir,
know about the services, building services?
I know, but I'm asking that.
Okay, I'll reply to you. So I have some more questions related to this. You see, this Revit is the next level. If you know at least the basic of this MEP services, then you can go for Revit. Or else, as a mechanical, at least you should know HVAC service. Or as electrical, you should know electrical service. Then you can involve in Revit.
Yes,
And suppose for other candidates, those are beginner for them. If you don't know about the services, you cannot learn Revit. First, you learn as a mechanical HVAC plumbing firing service, as electrical learn electrical service, then is a Revit is a next level. Okay. Another question, the difference between MEP and HVAC, right? You see, MEP is a building services. In that you'll find HVAC, plumbing, firefighting, electrical, and HVAC is a part of that. HVAC is not a separate. Okay. So if you already if you're dealing with HVAC, means you are dealing with the means you are involved in MEP. Yeah. Any questions online? Any more questions? Yes, please.
So the plumbing calculation also can be done in this, like pipe sizing for plumbing,
Mm-hmm.
then pump calculation for plumbing can be done in Revit.
Interesting question. Can we deal with what plumbing design, right?
Yeah, plumbing to calculate the pump head, etc. Like that.
You see, if you know plumbing designing, I think you know about the fixture unit, right?
Yes.
So in the software, when we connect all the pipe to the fixtures, you'll get the total fixture unit of the pipe. Using that fixture unit, with the help of Excel, we can find the pipe size, but directly you'll not get the pipe size in Revit. But if you're dealing with HVAC, we have a pipe sizer included in the software, and directly we can use the pipe sizer in HVAC to get the pipe size. But this plumbing and firefighting design on the based on the probability, no? So we can, even though the pipe sizer is available in the Revit software, but we cannot use that pipe sizer for plumbing firefighting. That can be used only for HVAC. But Revit offer you the plumbing total fixture unit for water size as well as for drainage side. Using that, we can confirm the pipe size with the Excel program how we are dealing in actual practice. But the branch pipe directly connected as per the fixture. For the main pipe, you'll get the total fixture unit. That will be helpful to confirm the main pipe size. But directly you'll not get the pipe sizer for plumbing and firefighting in Revit.
What, then what about the head?
That can be extracted with the inspection tool.
We can
The,
calculate the
tot-
head, huh?
the total
Means
head, yes. How
okay.
much is the pressure drop in pipe in all, and total pressure drop you can calculate using the system inspector tool. Not only for plumbing, for HVAC, for firefighting also. You see, Revit offer number of dynamic tools. How you're using is up to you as per your required service. Yeah. Any more questions? Yeah, it cover firefighting also. Actually, model 1 is HVAC, model 2 is electrical, model 3 is plumbing and firefighting, and model 4 is common for all. And if you want more detail about the syllabus, you can go to the website, that is smtmep.com. In that you'll find the detailed syllabus. Let me quickly show you. And you see, if you're learning something, you should know what you're going to learn now. So you should aware of this syllabus. Okay, so go to this smtmep.com, And in this under online, click Revit MEP. You'll get the detailed information, including this demo also. You see what are the highlights and the updated topics, and module 1, 2, and 3 and 4. And the detailed information is given. And for this, you'll get the notes, detailed notes, as well as the project files. Okay. And in order, step by step, we'll cover. And from your side also, after every class, you must practice. And if you don't have time for practice, means I'll not recommend you to join this course. Okay, at least 1 to 2 hours you must spend time for practice after the class. So class is going to be 1 hour, and after that, for 1 to 2 hours, if you spend time for practice, then only you can learn Revit. Or else, not only this Revit, any software, if you're learning any software, you must spend time for practice. And this is a new concept. It's not like AutoCAD. It's a totally new concept. This concept, this Revit work on the BIM concept. So you must follow the order, you must follow the sequence. So how to follow all this, we'll discuss. Don't worry. This is just an introduction session in today. Tomorrow we'll start the class. Yeah. Any more questions online? Okay then. Signing off. Done for today. Tomorrow same time, 10 p.m. India time. Okay. Thank you. Bye. Allah Hafiz.